Good morning, welcome to the Sunday shave. Thank you, Mrs. H. Yellow and white and beautiful. So, how are you doing? How was Sunday treat? Well, it's early if you're watching this first thing, but if you're watching it later on Monday, hope you've had a good weekend. And how was the weekend for you? Good shaves, good health, good times. I fancied, going through my soaps and I thought I'll use another G.F.Trumper limes. Comes in the box. This is many years old, and I'll show you the. There's one of these lids. There, it used to be a very silky, creamy cream, but it's sort of fudgetizing, I call it. It's turned into a bit of a thicker, a cross between like a crope, I suppose. Very soft soap, and I've pressed some of that into the Captain's Choice original bowl in the base, and I'm going to use the very first Edwin Jagger razor I ever purchased, which is this, the DE89L. L means lined handle, 3-piece non-adjustable, and this at the time on the box, this was from their diffusion range. So holds a dear place in my heart. You always remember that first one, don't you, that you ever bought, well, from them anyway. And this was a very, you know, to be fair, good qualities, lasted for years, and it wasn't that expensive, to be fair. It was but it was the most I'd ever paid for a razor at the time, because I was used to buying like the Wilkinson sort of classic £4 or £3.99 or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to go back to that Gillette Platinum. You see the glue spots on there. It is branded on one side, if you can see that, Gillette. So this will be the second use for it. That was a nice blade there, so we'll see how it feels in this. This is a very standard medium aggression razor. Very similar if you have a Merkur 34C, similar to that. Right. So brush of choice is the Yaqi, this synthetic black with grey tips. Orange it is in real life, may come across as yellow, yellowy orange. I'd say that is a 22, 24 millimeter, probably a 24 millimeter. So we'll wet that in this nice hot water. Get ready for our Sunday shave. So what's the plans this weekend then? Or what did you do if you're watching it in the week? It's for me, I'm Mrs. H, of course. For Mrs. H and I, we are home today. Few jobs to do, household chores. You know how it is, but it's got to be started with a good shave. And Sunday lunch, making a Sunday lunch today. I'm looking forward to that. And that is going to be pork, belly of pork, rind on, with creamy, buttery mashed potatoes. I'm going to put broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, and lashings of gravy. Utter gravy. Yeah. Mrs. H may have some of the mash and vegetables. We'll see how she feels. That is lovely. Lovely lime scent, a very citrusy scent. A sort of scent similar to a lime, if you have a lime or a citrus cologne, that type. Lovely. That's perfect, that'll do me. That'll do me. That's what we're having today. So I've told you most things before we start. That is nice. So we'll rinse this face, if that doesn't drop off, and then we're ready for a shave. Yeah, looking forward to it. That is nice. I've already had a sort of pre-shave by the means of having a hot shower, so that's helped about 30 minutes ago. So let's start. Preparations for a hopefully decent shave. Shave of the day, please. And if you're having anything that you know of, meal of the day. Or maybe beverage of the day. The list can go on. The trouble with having a high collared shirt, t-shirt, it's meets the lather line too quickly. But we should be okay. So we'll empty that. We'll heat up the Edwin Jagger DE89L. Mustn't forget the L. That is nice. And we got the Gillette Platinum second use. Yeah, so it feels the same in this as it is in the last, in that other razor. So it's you can feel it, but it's very smooth and very comfortable. That is nice. Yeah, so prep all the vegetables while they're cooking. And the meat, I'll get on with some household chores. And some washing needs doing. We'll do all that. And then it'll be a case of doing whatever else I'm told to do, maybe. Very slick, very nice. But I knew it would be. Very well established company. One of the oldest, I should imagine. Amongst many shaving companies. Very well known. It would have been good many years ago when these sort of G.F.Trumpers and tailors of Old Bond Street, when they all had you could walk in and have a shave at a reasonable cost. But I suppose even back then it was expensive for someone, you know, people working, just normal working class. But it would have been more affordable than things are today. Because you may have noticed that things have gone extortionately, I should say, expensive, haven't they? This is lovely, nice and smooth. Yeah, enjoying this blade. As I say, it feels very close. You can feel it, you can hear it, comfortable, precise. Double chin. Anybody bought a double chin off Amazon or eBay lately? I can say I've grown my own. Not as doubled as it used to be, but I was working on my treble one time. That is lovely. Yeah. It's tidy. Very slick. So I'm going to gather a bit more. I'm just going to touch with water. Brush up and down and sideways and every way, every which way but loose. Against the growth. I thank you. I came across an electric, they call it hedge cutter, only a small thing, and I remember my father had it, and it never worked at one point, and that's where he flourished, shed, fiddling about. Them 8-track tapes on Jim Reeves. In the shed, and then he'd strip it down, he'd test it, and all to find it was just a little wire that was broken or something, you know, and he'd get it fixed. And as soon as I seen it, I remembered. And I believe his shed to this day is untouched. Since the day, since the day he passed away. But I do also believe, because it's still in the family, the house, you see, my sister, my niece, thank you, he's listening, they're looking after it, my sister, my niece, and my brother, but he's got his own place now, not that you're interested, but I was going to say, I do believe that they have used it as a storage as well, so they probably can't get in it now, maybe, I don't know. But one day, it's only a small shed, one day I might, if it's doable, I might show you inside. Right, 3, 2, 1, pickup time, baby. I might do a good idea actually, do a video on my other channel as well. Won't be in work tomorrow. Or today, is it? No, tomorrow. No, today. Start again, shall we? Action. Won't be in work today. Why not? Because I'm clearing my father's shed out. Pathetic. Pathetic excuse. That's the bit there. Someone asked, I think under the last video, I think because I had a weeper here or something. Don't you use alum in your shaves? And I said, yes, I do. Not all the time, but I use it. I'd say fairly regularly. So, if you're watching, I'm using it today. Just under that jawline, make sure. So the slickness on this is excellent. Make sure, yeah, that's good. Right, cold water rinse and we'll stay wet. Mr. Alum. Sure, somebody's putting ice in these pipes. And obviously if you cut yourself you'd feel it stinging, but on this particular occasion there isn't a little bit of sting there, nothing. Lovely, so that's that done. So what have we used while that does its magic? We've used the Edwin Jagger DE89L lined. It's a sort of medium handle, good weight to it. Balance points just where my thumb is, probably around there, yeah. 3-piece non-adjustable, standard aggression. Gillette Platinum, second use, lovely blade. You can feel it, it's close, it's smooth and very efficient. G.F.Trumper's Limes shaving cream, which is now, because it's several years old, turning into that sort of fudgy texture. Still good to use, as you can see, lathered up lovely, no dissipation, very slick. Scent strength I'd say is about 4 out of 10. And the lime scent, the citrus scent, is a sort of cologne type lime scent. We've used the Yaqi orange synthetic brush, which I think is about 24mm synthetic. And we've just used alum, which we're about to rinse off. That's lovely. Very nice. Oh. Very good. I've stayed relatively clean on this shirt, which is amazing as well. Then we're sticking with citrus. We're going to go with Pinaud Citrus Musk. This is the original bottle. I do decant it, or I have decanted it into another glass bottle over there in the next room, I think. Yeah, it's in the next room. So there is a Oh, you can't beat it, you know. That's lovely. So I've shown you just in the original bottle. And then we're going to use, I haven't used this for a while, Nivea Fresh Kick. It's not a citrusy scent or anything like that. Oh yeah, forgot you just twist the handle. But it's a good one. It is nice and fresh. Oh yeah, that is nice. And that is it. That's the lot. That is another Sunday shave. Very comfortable, very simple and very enjoyable, and that's exactly what it should be, whether you film shaves or not. Enjoy them. Yeah, so have a great rest of the weekend, rest of the week, whenever you're watching this. Thanks again for your time watching, commenting and subscribing if you have. Thank you so much, and thank you from the boss, and see you on Wednesday for the midweek shave. So look after yourselves, take care, all the best, and bye bye.